Thanks for staying with us. So the Delta State government's new dress code for civil servants bans braided or dyed hair, artificial nails, and bushy beards, and requires full corporate suits or decent gowns. Supporters say it will boost discipline, professionalism, and the public image of the civil service, just like dress rules in private companies. Critics argue it's costly for underpaid workers, infringes on personal freedom, and suppresses cultural expression. The debate centers on whether it's a necessary step to restore dignity in public service or an overreach into employees' personal choices. What are your thoughts on this? You can join the conversation and call us on 02016 352013 or 0902-416-3440, or tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. So they are saying now in Delta State that if you are working in civil service, you have to have, my state, that's true, you have to have a dress code. You should appear in a certain way. It's either you're knotted up with your tie, or you have a proper work dress, as against what we see when you walk into civil service, where sometimes it seems like they just put on what they see in their wardrobe, and people are saying, some sites this is good, other sites, how much are you paying them? Why are you stressing them? So let's really talk about this. What are your thoughts? What did you think when you saw this pronouncement?
I think the right thing for every establishment, organization to have is a mode of dressing. It's a certain standard that guides their mode of dressing. That's on one side. On the other side, people saying that how much do you pay us to be able to dress a certain way? You don't have to earn a lot of money to dress decently or to appear in a certain manner. It doesn't, it's the money you use and buy nonsense. That's the same money you use and buy nice shirts, well stashed. It doesn't have to be expensive. Have your belt tucking properly, be formal. It's a work environment, okay? But where I have an issue with the government, because it seems like most times the government just wants to throw out policies, and I keep wondering, the team that they set up to put these these policies together, I said, do they actually do the work? Because sometimes I wonder, okay, so we understand where you're coming from, but waiting can concern you with someone braiding their hair or someone wearing artificial nails. Like that's now, you're now overstepping as far as I'm concerned. You want people to dress formally, to appear in a certain way. I don't see the reason why someone should go to work with bushy beards or carrying a yellow or purple or pink hair. Why? Do you understand? So I totally support where the government's concerns are regards that. But then overstepping into other things are now waiting happen. That's my thoughts.
Okay, so for me, lately, most of the news I've been hearing is all about the state governors always talking about personal things, things that I don't think they are important. I know they are important, but they are not so important that way. I'm expecting them to come and tell us, okay, this is the road we have fixed. We are fixing this road. This is the problem with it. This is what we are having, but we are going to, do something about it. Or you're talking about maybe hospital, healthcare centers, or let's see productive things that will impact lives, not how your workers should look, how they should be, and all of that. Because number one, the environment, I don't know if the infrastructure in the building, that's in the office, is okay. There's a way your office will look. You know that when you're coming, you need to dress up. You need to look very good and by yourself. But when you come to an office where it's not well painted, it's not nice, there's a kind of dressing that will match that type of that will match that type of environment, that type of so if you go to most state government offices, you realize that they are not well put together.
So it's not equipped for some kinds of dressing
at all.
Wow.
You find out that the table, one of the leg is broken, and then you now expect me to wear tie and come and sit down on one chair that is torn.
To tear the trouser.
You'll be seeing the foam of the chair out. Then you now want me to wear this and then be saying good morning, good afternoon. No, the environment is not even encouraging me to dress very well. Okay. And there's another thing again, payment. A lot of governors are not paying their staff. Most of them, even this new, as they've improved this minimum wage, it's not all the state governors are not paying. So please, they need to focus on the more important things than all of this. Every time one news or the other on dress code. Well, let me stop there.
Yeah, so for me, as much as I agree that professionalism is important, and part of being professional is also that the way you look, but that's not the only thing. For me, professionalism is beyond the way you look. It has a lot to do with your competence and your attitude towards work. And so that's the conversation when Amaka was saying that when they sat, you know, to have this meeting, was the stakeholders had this meeting, did they also put that into consideration? Because looking at the list of what they gave, you know, once you hear it, face value, immediate value, thought is okay, it's good. They just want us to civil servants to
appear well,
to appear more professional, be decent. But then when you look at it one after the other, so they say no bushy beards, no beards, or was it bushy beards?
Bushy beards.
So no bushy beards, meaning okay, keep your beards,
but trim it,
make sure it looks neat, and that is fine. I think that is safe to say. But I don't understand no artificial nails. If you say no nails in such a way that is so long that it stops you from able to hold your pen and do your job, keep it at a decent length. I understand that. When you say no braids, hello, I think my braids
colored
look nice, but you know, say it in a way that looks decent. There's a corporate look that we're looking for. Now, the part now that offed me completely is saying that they should wear suits and they should not wear traditional outfits. You know, for me personally, I feel that we should be getting
more
a sort of, yes, you know, we need to represent our culture you know, at that level. Imposing Western idea of dressing and what on people, knowing how much it even costs to be able to wear a suit. What is wrong with somebody that wears a nice kaftan? What's wrong with that? A lady that in an African outfit wears a nice skirt and top. Why don't we look at that? Because when you say somebody to go and buy a suit, we know how much, even the cheap ones, we know that it's usually is quite an expense for anybody. Now, where I agree with you, where you now wear these suits, then you now come into the office, there's no AC in hot Nigeria. You do not put that into consideration. Okay, it's hot, there's no AC. Maybe they should dress in really nice shirts or their kaftan. Why are we limiting our own traditional identity to Fridays alone?
I don't
What's you know, why are we thinking that way? Yes, I understand that we cannot wear ceremonial outfits every day at work because there's a way it would affect your professionalism, might affect your attitude towards work or just your competence. But there are outfits that we can wear, they are traditional to us, that we can wear to work. And it's high time, it's 2025. We need to develop an African image or a Nigerian image and we should push out there. We have worn these suits enough. We have carried it on our heads too much. I mean, when you go to the Middle East and you see them in their long kaftans,
that's what they wear in their banks and
everywhere. You see them everywhere, corporate, and we admire it. It looks nice. So let's look at that going forward. But professionalism is important. I agree as well. Some people, if you go to some of the civil, if you go to some of those offices, there's a way that some of them actually come to work, and you'll be wondering, this person, this person. But another thing is, are we paying them enough
to be able to
also dress well? These are people that by the time the salary comes, you're paying this, paying that. There's hardly anything left, you know, for a decent outfit. So this is also, you know, this is also on the government. Why are people turning out looking like this? Is there something that we need to do as well? So when you sit and have a meeting, it's not only about making it punitive for the people. It's also talking about your own responsibility, what you are meant to have done, you know, to make this
looking
possible.
at it holistically. Well done, ladies. We'll be taking a short break now. When we come back, we'll dissect the matter further. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're still having the conversation about Delta State's new pronouncement on dressing, Delta State government. And I want to read a few things before I make a comment and then ask a question. They said the directive also provides updated dress code standards. Senior officers are expected to wear full corporate suits, while junior officers must dress in trousers with shirts and ties. Traditional attire is permitted only on Fridays, you mentioned that, or for special events. Then for female public servants, acceptable clothing includes trouser suits, skirts, suits, or corporate gowns that fall below the knee and have sleeves. So sleeveless outfits, spaghetti straps, revealing clothing, and any dress that exposes cleavage are strictly banned.
Yeah.
So I like how the conversation has gone so far. We have looked at what is the government of the state doing to ensure that, you know, the right dressing is being supported in such a way that the environment would give you the morale
To dress like that.
to dress in that way. But I know that, you know, when we finished school now, our first jobs, when we got our job, even before we received our pay, some of us borrowed money to enter market. If you cannot go to the high class market, you go to the bend down selects. You find those dresses, you find those jackets, you know, because you know that you are appearing in a place and you have to look professional. So we don't see that when it comes to public service. And I think that's where the government is looking at. So let's pack what the government is supposed to do first of all in terms of pay, welfare, and all of that to boost that. But the attitude of I am going to work, I have to appear a certain way, we don't see that as such when it comes to public servants. And so government is trying to say now, we have to appear professional when we are coming here. Is there anything wrong in that?
Okay.
So there's no two ways about it. In as much as we are saying they should pack the government, whatever, they don't pay well. So if you don't pay well, there's a way that your workers will look. You understand? And again, sometimes body structure, there is different. Honestly, it's totally different. I've been to a law firm where I see where they dress. You know, they are forced, for a law firm, you're supposed to wear your suit and everything. And then you see this guy with a big pot belly, you know, he'll try to tuck in.
He's on Zorro.
He's on Zorro. So the belt side, you know, there's no how, the zip is not zipping. And then you now come and tell that person to wear suit and come. Of course. And our traditional wears, they look very nice.
Yes,
Even in the north, you go and tell them to wear suit and everything.
Go there.
Man, they won't wear suits. They will wear their kaftan. Now they're even being innovative with the kaftan, doing plenty designs, you know, the slim fit one, then the ones that fit their structure and everything. They wear babariga and come to work and everything. I think it's time we should start embracing our culture.
I agree totally with that.
So I just.
But let me take this call and then I come to you. We have Victory from Delta State. Good morning, Victory. Tell us what's going on in your state.
Good morning, Abby. Good morning to everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
I think everyone has made a very strong point on this issue.
Okay.
And then, from what I will just see, even the federal parastatal, the federal civil service structure has not complained, despite the minimum wage being paid by the federal structure, not to talk of Delta State, that has not even met up to his own responsibility. Now, giving a kind of dress code initiative. Now, I think Miriam made a very strong point. Let's take this woman as a case study. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
Okay.
Have you ever seen that woman in suit? She has always been in the African attire.
Yes.
You can never see her in any English suit. All through her position as World Bank, including the current position, she's always been in African attire to showcase the African culture to the entire world. And she has made a strong point. Check the Middle East. You can never see them in any other attire apart from what they put on. So why would Delta State come with this strong policy when you don't even pay your workers very well? And the offices are all tattered. Go check the judiciary. It's a complete mess compared to that of Lagos State. Delta State judiciary is a complete mess.
Wow.
Talkless of now coming to tell people to put on a suit in an office that is not organized, in an office that is not well furnished.
The suit is for the senior officers. The others are.
Let them look inwardly and look at the infrastructure, the health sector, the road construction, and the rest. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Victory. I love that.
So let's not take away the fact that there are certain outfits that should not be worn
in the workplace.
True. Let's try to give grace and understand where they are coming from. I get where their mind is at, right? So the problem with Nigerians is that we know how to overdo. They'll give you 1 inch, you take one. I don't understand.
Take a mile.
You take a mile. There are certain things that you cannot and should not wear in a work environment. That is the truth. But having said that, see, there's a mindset shift that needs to be done within the public sector.
Okay, we agree.
There's a total overhaul. So, because if your mindset does not change, even the senior workers, they are saying, wear suits. They've been in that ministry for how many years? They've not worn suit. Then they wake up one day, see in old age, they want to start eating with their left hand. So you're not training these people. I went to a ministry sometime last week, and the person, the first point of contact, the receptionist that I met was busy eating and talking to me.
Ew.
Who does that? She opened her cooler. She just chop the food. They tell me, I'm wondering, like, wow, this is the face of an organization. Like, as in, do you understand? A public place. Like, why? And other people were seated there, and it was normal. Then they were busy, first of all, gisting, doing their sign. And they opened the register, sign. Like, I wonder, like, so there needs to be an overhaul. Is it the person that will now wear suit and sit down there and be doing that nonsense? Like, I don't even understand. So there should be a total overhaul. But like I said, I understand where the government is coming from. Okay. But they're overdoing it. Because why are you telling people not to braid their hair? What's your business? People braiding their hair. Okay, no, there's recent braid. Okay, braided or tinted hair, colored hair.
So that's for those who dye
the hair and then to braid it. But I just think that they're overstepping in every other thing, like the nails and stuff. They should just, and then before you even pull out a policy, there are certain things you should need to check put in place and say, okay, do we have ACs for this in the senior staff offices?
For all staff.
No, I'm just trying to say, like, if they say that they do not tell the junior ones to wear suit, they should just wear shirt and tie. At least their fan be blowing them. At least they can put fan in their offices. Then they'll put ACs the senior ones so that all their life they've not worn suit, so they will not faint. So you need to check certain things and put it in place.
Yeah, but I think there are ACs in the senior offices. I think there are ACs there. Okay. We have Apostle from Abia State. Good morning, Apostle.
Well, so that all their life they've not worn suit, so they will not.
Apostle, are you there?
I think there is.
Please, you have to listen to us and talk to us. Leave the TV so we can hear you.
Yeah, good morning, ladies in the studio.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, ladies. Good morning, ladies in the studio. I hope you are hearing me.
Yes, we're hearing you. Just listen to us and turn down your TV.
I'll go ahead. How about yes?
Are you there, Apostle? Okay. So, before I come to Miriam, you raised a very important, point about our traditional outfit, right? And I want us to really dwell on that because we are in a place as a nation where we must become intentional about how we project to the outside world. Everybody is watching. You also rightly mentioned, for every time I was in Dubai and I walked into the banks or even their immigration, I see all of them in their local and it looks so beautiful. And I keep asking, I've never seen them in the suit and the tie. And they're proud of their culture. So, and we know that our traditional outfits are very easy for us to get. Even the people that are gathering money to go and be buying Akube suits and everything, they can buy a couple of materials and sew neatly and then wear and look good. So how do we begin to tell our people that let's move away from this form of colonialism? And I know that many people will come for me, you are wearing wig, but today is not wig day, right? Let's focus on what we're talking about. Let's focus on what we're talking about. How do we make people understand that the state governments, the federal governments are the first representative of government to the people? So let's leave the corporate private businesses first. Because with the private businesses, okay, it's your private business, you want to run it the way you're running it. But you see, when you come to the state government, you come to the federal government, you should see a representation of Africanness in how they conduct themselves. So help me.
Yes, so the thing about us here in Nigeria.
Sorry, honey, let me hold you. There's George on the line, and then I'll come to you.
Hello.
George, are you there? Good morning.
Yes, I am. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I want to appreciate you guys for your view. The program is quite educative and it helps to inform people, especially when it comes to things that are happening in our society. So, referring to the topic of discussion this morning, in private sector, there is what we call wardrobe allowance. If the state government of Delta feels they need to upscale the dress code of their staff, they should provide wardrobe allowance for people. If not, they have the right to tell them what not to wear, but they don't have the right to tell them what to wear. You just have to be there to point at things you feel that is inappropriate. But when it comes to how you dress I think you have to start it from day one, from the day of appointment or employment. You state it so that whoever that is coming in would agree to that term, not you telling someone to dress this way when you are not paying for allowances. You have to provide wardrobe allowances so that they can meet up to that standard. So many people are facing a lot of things, even to feed. You understand? So telling them what to wear, I don't think is right. But you can tell them what not to wear. But don't tell them what to wear. That's my own view. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so in response to your question earlier, I think first of all we need to look at the mindsets in our country. And the mindsets we have is that the more educated you are, the more money you have made, then you feel that to show that is to now look more Western.
Okay.
So we tend to look down on our own traditional way of dressing. So that is why you find people, when they are able to wear their suits, so someone sitting beside like a Ramatuna, she is dressed like this, it's like she's local, woman, you know, and the person that wears, so that's a mindset that I feel that we need to start talking about and changing. Some of our leaders have gotten to where they've gotten with this same mindset. They don't know any different. So it's important that we have these sort of conversations and reiterate it. There was a reason why the late Mariam Babangida was so adored. Was because she wore our outfits with so much pride. She was admired across the globe for the way that she carried our Nigerian outfits. And even because of her, many Nigerian women also started doing that. So at the top, we need them to have that sort of, realize that they, as you had mentioned, you know, that they can set an example. And we see more of our leaders dressing that in a certain way, while most likely to follow suit. And the second part is, I don't like how in government, every time we want to change a policy, it comes from a place of let's punish these people.
Immediately.
Yes. You are a human being yourself, you're in Nigeria, you understand all the issues. Look at, do you know, apart from the outfit, what really bothers me is that you see some of these civil servants going to work, their shoes have gone bad completely because they have to walk long distances. This one pair of shoes that they've worn for many years, back and forth. Why are you not thinking about that? And maybe if you thought about that, then you think, how do we make transportation cheaper for these people? How do I make sure that my people can get to work, you know, maybe, you know, without having to work many hours? And probably by the time they get to work, they'll look decent. So it's because we always look at policies from a place of let's punish these people. Immediately. We don't get anywhere. But when you look at it, how do we help each other? Then it makes you much more prepared to address the issues. Now, this does not mean that when you come to work in spaghetti strap, or you have these very long nails that for me I'll accept it. I think it's unprofessional. And a lot of us, you know, we live vicariously through this artists. We see how artists dress. That's their job. They are meant to look like that. The crazier, the more unlikely combination is what works for that industry. They are meant to entertain us. But when you're a professional, you're meant to be professional. And finally is the attitude, as I said. Beyond dealing with their clothing, deal with their attitude at work. This thing you said, many times you go, groundnut season. Yes.
Everybody's eating groundnut.
Looking, in fact, they'll be upset. How dare you come and stop them from chewing their groundnut because you want something? So that is what government should look at. Real proper attitude at work. Are you competent? Do you know your job?
We'll take a short break, darling. When we come back, we look more into government's role and how we can make a holistic change in the civil service. Stay with us. Welcome back. So we're still having this conversation about the Delta State government's pronouncements on dress code for its workers. And I've always believed that for us to have a systemic change, we have to overhaul everything holistic. We have to look at all sides. And that's what we've been trying to do on the show, where we're looking at the people's side and also looking at government side. And this is a time for us to begin to advise the government on how to do this better. So we believe, we have all agreed here, that there should be a professional way of appearing when you're going to work. Whether it's public sector, it's private sector, there should be a form of dress code. We also believe that all those extra things that we do that are not necessary. You're working in an office and your nails are as long as, you know, we are struggling to see how you can even hold your pen or type on the computers. Those should stop. All those multicolored hairstyles, they're for entertainers, basically, not for people doing professional work. So we've talked about all of this. But now we're looking into government's role on how to make this work for its citizens. and also make it easy for them to navigate. And one of the things we had rightly mentioned here is the fact that many of the offices do not even have staff bus to take them. You know, you wear your shirt, suit, tie, and you jump bus to bus, and you are sweating.
Okada.
You are jumping Okada to get to work, you are sweating. If we have a situation where the government says, okay, because we want you to appear a certain way, we're going to make some things easy for you. A staff bus dedicated to picking people and dropping them. That's one that government should look into. We also talked about the fact that, you know, they can begin to give wardrobe allowances like they do in private sector where you have medical allowance, there's wardrobe allowance and all of that. The government can also do that to ease people. So I'm not thinking of my 75, I'll be 70,000 minimum wage. That's where I want to go and buy shirt and suit from. How much am I going to use to pay school fees for my children? How do we eat? How do we pay transportation till the end of another month to receive another month? So I want a few more, you know, ideas on how government can do this better, so that by the time they're making all of these pronouncements, you know that they have put some things in place that would make it easy for their citizens. Amaka?
Okay, yes. So let me start with...
Sorry, honey. Okay. Before I come to you, we have a caller from Delta State. Good morning. Are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mercy.
Good morning. Yes, good morning. I'm Mercy speaking from Delta State.
You're welcome.
From Delta State.
I'm a Delta State judiciary staff, to be precise.
I didn't get that.
Judicial.
The office I work, till tomorrow, I've never seen lights.
You've never seen lights?
I've
Wow.
never seen lights there. The seats there are not even good. But I can imagine when someone will be imposing some kind of dress code. We've been on suit and black, whatever. We've been strictly, we dress strictly, we understand. But yet we don't enjoy it. One cannot be comfortable wearing suit and be hungry at the same time.
Such an office.
It's not possible. And the issue of spaghetti or whatever, I can vouch that I've not seen people wearing just spaghetti. I see them on suits too. I don't just understand. If the government can think about paying higher, the people will think about wearing what they want. Or is this not part of infringing people's rights? Talking about fingernails or hairdo. For me, I don't advise hair tinting. For a civil servant, you shouldn't think about that. Shouldn't think about that. It's either you're going with your gray hair if you have gray hair, or you're going with your black hair, tinting your hair to red or whatever. It's not advisable. Even as a young lady, if I have my sisters doing that, I'll caution them, because I don't even do it. But the government should think about our welfare too, before thinking of making us look like slaves. And to me, I prefer someone saying, wear your cultural wealth. We can show it to the test of the English wear. It's still okay for us. They shouldn't make us feel like we're just there. But I thank God for the improvement, because me, I never voted for the government. People should learn from this.
Thank you. Thank you, Mercy.
Thank you so much, Mercy. Yes. So, when you're talking about what the government can do, so I feel, first off, they need to start solving their immediate issue, which is this 70 naira minimum wage, 70,000 naira minimum wage. Is it for people to work from 9 to 12 noon? Or is it, now let me land now. I'm coming. I'm really coming. Look, this is serious too, honestly speaking. You know, we take this for granted, but you know, it's easy to jump at government. I always say everything starts from you, from individual people to for government. Government has a role to play, but let's bring it home. So, or is this 70,000 naira minimum wage supposed to be for you to work from 8 to 4 or 8 to 5? I don't know what the work hours are, right? But I'm very sure that the work hours does not end by 12. I have friends that work in the public sector, and I know what I'm talking about. And it doesn't make sense that you're being paid with taxpayers' money to be available to people. And you're not available, and you clock out at 12, 11, and then you go to your personal businesses. Like you choose a hustle. Is that you want to be in the public sector or you want to be in the private sector? But if you're being paid and you're committed to do a job, to serve people, to be present, that files don't stay on the table forever. So that you don't frustrate people, then sit down and do that job.
Let's be realistic. So government has a role to play by ensuring that there's a system that you clock in, you clock out, and that you actually do the job. Let's start from there. Because let me tell you something. If the ministry starts or public sector starts being more productive, more revenues will come in. When people start doing their job, then we can now start talking about, is this government meeting up or not meeting up? If you're not doing your job and something that's supposed to be done in 1 month, you push it to 2 years. What do you expect? How would the revenues come in? The system cannot work. And it is not government. It is people in the public sector, individuals, people that you know. So we can blame government, but also government needs to ensure that certain things are done properly.
Yeah, you know this scholar that called, he mentioned that she's in the judiciary, and they don't have lights. So how do you expect somebody to stay till 5 p.m. without lights?
Okay, so your initial question is what can government do? So first of all, for me is there's a cultural pride I see in the North that I feel that every other state can go and borrow a leaf from. Okay, they dress proudly in their attire, and they still show up to work looking neat, looking decent, and looking professional. In fact, if you come in your Zanzaro, if you come in your tucked in shirts, you will feel so out of place, you know. And
I was told we have a caller. I'll come back to you, Miriam. Yakub is on the line. Good morning, Yakub.
Yeah, good morning, Obi.
good morning.
And good morning, everyone in the studio.
Good morning.
For me, listening to the last caller that she called from the states in questions, and then I heard her say that for the past some weeks now, there's no light in the office that she's working. And then the government of Delta State now instructs the civil servant to put on the suit. You can see that it interjects each other. And then I don't know why they mentioned the suit self. You guys have already said it. What happened to our local attire? What happened? You are trying to control something, and then you are trying to boost other country economics. If you say that, okay, we have put on the local attire, I think the economy of that state will go up. And then the people that learning how to sew, they will also get money from there. But you have not mentioned the suit. And then let me even add this. Since Ashwat Bola Ahmed Tinubu come into power, the revenue of all our states in this country have gone up. What is the minimum wage that?
Oh, Yakub, are you there?
Okay, still.
His voice is the network.
I think it's network.
So I was saying next. So for me, we can see that in Nigeria it's possible. It's happening. So please, the rest of the states should look to that. And then secondly, reforms, as I had mentioned earlier, should really be about motivating the workforce, not about punishing them. And that's why I would say, if you were looking at it like that, you would first think about the fan, the AC in the office, knowing that this is a hot climate that we have here. How would our workers come to work? How would they be able to sit in the offices in the attires that you have just mentioned? If you think about that, if you think about staff bosses, getting them to the office. But there's also something that you mentioned, that they clock out early to do their side hustles. So that is when government too should start looking. This 75,000 we're looking at, doesn't mean anything. The reason it's happening is that there are people in there, senior officials, who have decided to look the other way because they know that the amount of money that is being paid them will take them nowhere. So they are like, Auntie, find something to help yourself. Oga, look for something to shook. That is even legitimate, you know, legal. Let's put it. How about those who have now? How about the corruption
that what happens
in the civil service? Because what we're paying is not enough. So they found different ways. So that's why they'll keep your file for months and months until you do something. Do you understand? So if you want to see that these reforms are properly carried out, then let's start thinking about how to motivate workers and instead of punishing them. So those are the two things I feel government can do.
Okay, so but you know that, before I come to you, know that though the punishment for this one is very light, they say they will send you home. Go home and change and come back.
The transport money to send you home how many times?
I don't know.
They send you home how many times?
I don't know, but you were going to say something.
Yeah, so someone said that is a distraction from the Delta State.
Oh, my darling. Let's take another commercial break. Okay. Yes, when we come back, we'll continue the conversation. Stay with us. Welcome back. Ramatu, you're ready?
Okay, so like I earlier said, someone said that is a distraction from the Delta State governor. And me, I have advice or a suggestion to the Delta State government. they should make sure that they get an in-house designer or a tailor that will come at it, because this suit that he wants, you will see different sizes, different types of suit. In fact, the colors that they will use to match that, you will see red and green. You will see different colors. You know, they will match different colors. So you should make sure that he gets a professional designer that will help them. You know, help them, advise them on it, so that suit that he's talking about. Because if not, that smartness is looking for. You will see different ideas of smartness. You see type that he has never seen before. So I think that's the first advice I'm going to say. And again, yes, he should please try as much as possible to concentrate on the more important things for the state.
Because I'm sorry to add to what she said, as they were reeling out point by point everything that they wanted, they should have just said grey or black suit. They should have been specific. Yes, I agree. I totally agree. I totally agree with you.
Different colors.
Wow. Yeah, can we take? Because I have someone here. Esther sent a rant. She says, "Now hear me. I understand the need for modesty, especially in public-facing serving environment, but I find it preposterous to ban braids and dyed hair. Why ban artificial nails and lashes? If you want to make it short, I can understand some people. Some people bite their nails, so nail fixing is actually a deterrent." And she says, how on earth is wearing native a no in a Nigerian business? How many government offices can boast of a ceiling fan? Talk more of AC. Even if they are available, how many pay for electricity? And also, I find it annoying that Nigerians are not allowed a bit of self-expression, and that is being clipped by rules. From schools to places of worship to work, we need to do better. Rant over.
So we have a call on the line. Tino Ade from Ibejuleki. Tino, are you there? Oh, sorry. Wow. I think we've pretty much covered this topic.
Messages?
Do we have messages? Let's take a few more messages so we can wrap this up. I'm trying to, I got some here, but network has gone.
Okay, so Moses Ade says no civil servant should earn less than 150K monthly. And then there's another one. Government needs to have a target, set a KPI. They must meet monthly, quarterly, yearly, like a damn business.
Yeah.
That's
it.
Someone said, I hate suit. I only wear it for job interviews and maybe court wedding. And then somebody was even talking. Yeah, somebody even said something like, I just like to wear my jeans and shirt. You know, sometimes, okay, if they are not comfortable in what they wear, how do they become productive?
Jeans is not a professional.
No, it's not. It's not for the workplace.
But what if you're talking?
No, it's not.
It's not. Don Yaks TV says, all that Mongo pack coat, way full market.
I like that.
Business don't come. Mount Rushmore says, I attended a university where we followed a strict dress code and we did not die. So we've practically covered everything. There's nothing wrong in having a proper dress code for the workplace, but you also need to make the workplace conducive for that dress code. You also need to support your workers in such a way that you don't even need to say a lot. They will by themselves want to appear a certain way because the environment is inspiring. And in this pronouncement, our government needs to do a lot more so that when they now put the punishment that comes when you disobey, you can see that they have tried. They provided the buses, staff buses for the transport system is working. There's a welfare allowance. There's AC. The electricity is paid for. There's fan in some offices. I'm not saying all of them would have AC. So that when they now stand and say, okay, if you don't dress this way, go back home. We cannot judge them on that. So government actually needs to do a lot, and the people too. Competence and attitude to work, government needs to check that. And I like that last comment on KPIs. Yes. They do anyhow because they really do not have KPIs. Government has to look into that. That's all we can take on this particular topic. When we come back, we move into another topic. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.